If you've happened across this tasty little bit of conversation with the illustrious Aaron Bruno, but you haven't yet experienced the other part of the chat, we implore you to find the first half as well. Your curiosity for all things Aaron Bruno and the Barbarians of California will undoubtedly thank you for it. And now, part 2 of the Shit Talk Reviews interview of Mr. Aaron Bruno.
What are you listening to these days that would surprise people? We know your ears are open to all kinds of stuff, but what playlist have you put on, or what did you pull up on YouTube that people would go, holy shit, never would have guessed that?
I don't know. I don't know what people would be surprised by, but Eric and I like to start a lot of studio sessions, let's call them, off by YouTubing stuff that we had never thought to YouTube before, you know. Whether that's like something hilarious, you know, or something very serious. We're always trying to look back to I think I'm guessing both of you remember a time where you couldn't see live footage of your favorite bands, or even bands that you know, just had a good song. And so we go, what was it like to look back at Steve Winwood Higher Love live? You know, so we watched that, and it's so fun. And there weren't tracks back then, and there wasn't tuning, so you'll see some people with some pretty raw moments, almost blow it, and you're rooting for them. And so, again, I don't think this would surprise anyone, but we're just trying to find, like, okay, we watched Life is a Highway live, like the first time he performed. I'm not talking about the Rascal Flatts cover that was in cars, which my kids love, but the original, and it kicked ass.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I had a similar moment, actually. I came across a live performance of Baker Street by Jerry Rafferty. It was an amazing song, and it was just thought, I don't know if he was a one-hit wonder. I think he kind of was. But yeah, seeing that footage, the raw stuff, nothing was nearly as polished back then in a live atmosphere as it is now, which I think
we're so lucky to
minuses.
Of course, yeah, but we're so lucky to have access to that. You know, our kids won't know how lucky to have it, and I do think that, well, a lot of older people like ourselves are, you know, kind of mad about streaming or you know, the way everything is with social media. I try my best to look at it in a positive way, and I think that the access to any song you could think of, for the most part, 99% of any song you think of, you can hear within 30 seconds of thinking of it one way or another. I think that we haven't quite seen what brilliant new artists will come as a result of that just yet. And I think that's sometime in the next 5 to 10 years where there's going to be something that is the next Nirvana that's 5 years old right now. That's going to be like, okay, well, I've been able to see everything I could think of, and as a result, here is this elite product and artistically wild thing that we could never have ever even comprehended. So I'm looking forward to whatever out of all of this results in a brand new genre, because it seems like there's no new genre, right?
Right.
There's different levels of heavy. There's just different levels of metal. There's all this stuff, but like, what's the next bust through the door moment? And I can't wait to hear what that is.
I don't know. I think
I'll try not to be jealous.
I think maybe you guys have created that new genre with Snarkcore, with the Barbarian. Yeah,
that's cool. Is that a thing, or did you just make that up?
I don't want to say I'll take credit for it, but I'll take credit for it. But I remember talking with Eric about that when we chatted with him a couple of years ago, and just the snark factor was so high on that first record and so much fun. And again, you guys have delivered that with the material on this new one. And that is something that,
thank you.
Like you said, you're bringing a lightness to heavy music that I don't think was there. And so I think you may have inadvertently created that new genre.
Maybe. Thank you. I always, like, if you were to if you were a time traveler and said, hey, in 5 years you're going to be as big as Slayer, or whatever, like, part of me would say that sounds right, because I think it's really good, and part of me would say you're insane, there's no way, so it
Yeah.
just depends on what day you catch me on. So it's hard to take that in, and because this is kind of it's not a joke because it's serious, but like I said, if we don't you can't take yourself that seriously with heavy music because it's already so heavy. Like, I think there are some bands. Thank you for saying that.
Yeah.
Okay, that's insane, and I really appreciate that. But I don't know, some of the imagery of the satanic imagery and over the top artwork of a band like Slayer is really badass, obviously, and we were all drawn to it, or early Metallica or Megadeth. But there's some other stuff that goes so far. Like, they're serious. With Slayer, you could tell that it was just really shocking to look at. And it looks how it sounds. But I hope that that's just not my route. Like, I can't. I want to be a little bit ridiculous, I guess is is the right thing, because you can't get heavy. There's so many bands that are so good, like Meshuggah. How do you out heavy Meshuggah?
You don't.
Can't. It's you just don't. It's not done. I mean, even Knock Loose. I love their, like, I can't get heavier than them. They're so good. What they do, and their show's ridiculous. And to me, they're the best. I think they're the best new heavy band in years, and I'm so happy to see how well it's doing. And I remember they had that big Coachella moment. I don't know if you guys followed that, but you got Billie Eilish on the side of the stage and people went nuts. And so, that all to be said, it feels like a really good time for heavy music. So maybe people are open to something as ridiculous as the Barbarians of California.
100%. We don't want to take up too much more of your time. You have been exceedingly generous with us. But two things before we get to Quickies. One, Cole Higgins and Justin Warren's work on the videos for Barbarians is fantastic. The videos you guys are putting out are so good and so fun. And again, it's just that nice contrast to the heavy music that it's showcasing. So props on your visual presentation. And your marketing. I don't know who the hell is doing your marketing for you, but it is absolutely hysterical. The whole campaign about, I don't even remember exactly what it was. I'll put some screenshots up in the edit of, like, I saw a bunch of stuff on Instagram about you guys winning awards, film awards for the videos and stuff. Like, I don't know who's doing that, but my God, please keep that going.
This project is just, if I think of it, we can do it, and I'm really lucky. I'm around a lot of talented people, and it's back to the Snarkcore, I guess, in a lot of ways.
Oh yeah.
We will never be nominated for an award, obviously. So why not just say that we were? Who cares? Like, just lie a little bit. And I'm a truth seeker as part of my personality makeup, and I like to think I'm a truthful person. But when it comes to art and music, why not approach this like Muhammad Ali would, or world wrestling, or pro wrestling, and just talk a little shit. It's just fun,
So good.
No, you are dancing like a butterfly, or what was it? Sting like a bee, dance like a butterfly, sting like a bee. And
well, I was watching. I think the documentary is called something like In the Words of Muhammad Ali, and it's just all his quotes, right? And I was so motivated and inspired by the charisma, because you're fighting a guy, and this music it's not on the same level as real fighting and boxing, obviously, but it feels so physically confrontational. I remember Tim McIlrath, when I sent him the record, he said, "I love how confrontational it feels." And no one's trying. I'm not probably just confronting the man in the mirror, really, but it does feel so physical and so intense that I use Muhammad Ali and a lot of his quotes, as inspiration for megatons, and some of the stuff I ended up saying that's quite ridiculous, especially on the first record. So I can't wait to see if people like to, turn it up and get motivated to go take on the world or whatever the task of the day is, or if they're like, geez, you can't say that. I don't know, because I said some crazy shit.
I'll tell you, when I found the Barbarians of California and sent it to John back in the day. I go through the music. The labels send me everything. They've been sending them to me for years. I had a gig back in the day, and it stood out to me because to me, heavy music needs to be dangerous, and if it's not, it doesn't work. But you're dangerous and fun at the same time.
Thanks.
And that is for me, that was the secret sauce. And as soon as I sent it to John, and as soon as John was like, "What the fuck is this?" I was like, "Yes, this is a cool band. This is cool. This is different." Because we do this mostly just because we were talking about music all the time. But there needs to be something else. It can't all be just a label of this is black metal, this is thrash metal. And you have been able to go across the different genres of not just the metal world, but dabbling your toes into rock and anything else that you want to do. And it's all fun, but yet still dangerous. Does that make sense? Am I talking shit?
I don't know. I mean, yeah, I don't know how to address it being dangerous or not. I think it can be vulnerable to put yourself out there like this and say some of the lyrics out that we have or I have, and maybe it's dangerous to make a video like really, really rad because no one's ever. I know people have made rollerblade videos and it's funny and it's kind of on the nose. It's an obvious gag, but has anyone really made one where you're standing in the sand, and so
Right.
and then injure your fucking leg because you're old, your left calf muscle like I did. I didn't do it that day, but it's just a lot of fun. And with AWOL, it's so earnest and the lyrics are more emotional that it has a certain kind of responsibility. But this is just like this is there are no rules whatsoever. I had some very poignant thought that completely escaped me, which is appropriate for this band in a lot of ways.
We're gonna have to get together with you again for a part 2 because I feel like this could go on for hours. But we're gonna try and be marginally respectful of the fact that you have a family and a life outside of this conversation. So this last section is called Quickies. They're just rapid fire, this or that kind of things. Feel free to keep your answer short, go long, whatever you want. Big city energy or small town quiet?
Small town quiet.
Okay. One take vocal catharsis or meticulously layered vocal stacks?
Mostly one take. If I may brag a bit here, most stuff is when we do a comp, let's say I do 3 takes, we usually, I hope Air could completely destroy my cred here, but especially with Barbarians, it's usually the first take, unless I'm trying to learn how the hell to do it. But then I will maybe stack some vocals if there's a harmony, and there's some other kind of stuff like that.
Okay, so a little bit of both then.
Yeah, a little bit of both, but with both bands, it seems to be most special when it's my first try, because I'm a little scared and vulnerable. Yeah,
definitely. Okay, action movies or psychological thrillers?
Either.
Okay.
Mostly, I love sci-fi.
Favorite movie? All times.
Back to the Future 1.
Great choice. Raw, unedited room mics or surgical polished studio mix?
Both. I use them for different moments. Sometimes if you have a tight, precise recording and then you blast into a room mic, snare for just one part, that could be very helpful.
Yeah, that one perhaps wasn't all that fair. Let's see. Talk to a person from the future or time travel to the past?
To the past.
Okay. Analog tape or digital audio automation?
Both.
Both. God, you're killing me here. An empty cathedral or an abandoned warehouse?
Empty cathedral.
Okay. Why?
More history. More ghosts and stuff,
More ghosts, yeah. I was just going to say that. Yeah.
Forgetting your greatest achievement or remembering every failure in vivid detail?
Like, which would I rather?
Yeah. If you're picking one, would you rather?
I would rather forget my greatest achievement.
Yeah.
Because I'm very forward focused. I mean, I have, as my wife calls them, some awards, different plaques from things, and quite a few of them. And
Sure.
some are repeats. So I'm not saying that I have millions of awards, but um, as a song grows, you get a gold plaque, and then
Sure. Yeah.
platinum, and then diamond. And so there's quite a few for different songs and whatever. And I don't know where they are. So and I'm not trying to sound so virtuous, but
No. Bring it. Yeah.
I'm not a fan of looking. Maybe my kids will enjoy it one day, but I'm not a fan of looking back. Like a lot of studios, you walk in, they have all their stuff hung up as bragging rights, and I get that too, because maybe you're luring in clients. They want to say, "Oh, this person has achieved this," but I just want to look forward. Not be too fixated on anything.
Yeah. And bearing
I
that
want
in
to always
mind,
write a better song. And
Yeah.
I know that I know that because you turn in a record for whichever project, and if you become too attached to one song, and I'm definitely guilty of it, you're just going to be let down. It's like investing in a bunch of different stock, and you care for some reason about one more than the other, when it doesn't really matter as long as something does well.
Yeah.
Horrible business analogy, but I think you get the point.
Well, keeping in mind rather, that you don't hang your hat on those awards. What is the award that you've got that you're most proud of?
I don't have any awards. That's the thing.
Or plaques or whatever it is. What musical achievement, say, are you most proud of in your career?
I think that I would be most proud that I was able to find success and have a real career beyond my wildest dreams, based on making music that I really wanted to make. There was never, I was in a few other signed bands before, and there were ideas and compromises that were made, as there always are when you have a group together. But I feel most proud that when I finally went my own way and didn't have any other influence or opinions around me, that was what put me on the map, so to speak. So it's something I'll get to tell my kids, like, to really follow your own instinct, and, make sure you know what you're doing, and have a clear vision. But I would probably be most proud of that part of it.
Awesome.
But back to the ridiculous videos we make and the awards. Some people think those are real. Some people are like, "Oh my God." Someone's like, "Congratulations. I heard that you won this thing." And I'm like, "Oh,
that's right. Yeah. You were nominated for a Palme d'Or or whatever, I think was one of the things that you guys put out.
Yeah. Because that was, Really Rad was my directorial debut. So people are already saying it's better than Jaws,
Oh, obviously.
And, wait until you see the video for our next song, Earthquake, which we're going to shoot next Tuesday. The other thing is, like, we'll have these ideas, and I'll call Justin, my camera, the director, really, and I'll say, like, "Hey, I don't know what the story will be, but here's a location, and this is ridiculous, so let's just do that, and then kind of figure out the rest." Like, we were on the cruise for Vanilla Latte, and I'm like, "Well, let's just make like a cruise whodunit kind of thing," and it was fun. But there was talk in AWOL of being, I think people tried to get it in the Grammy conversation, and we were just fully denied. So maybe it's my way of getting back at the
committee,
the Grammy, the committee. Because, like, man, you should have put me in there. But also, what does any of that mean? What is an award, really?
It's a plaque on the wall.
Yeah, it would be the greatest joke of all time would be if the Barbarians of California were nominated for something substantial. That would be the great, and then the pressure would be on me to figure out the greatest joke of all time within that. So I don't know what that would be. 21 Pilots, I must give credit where credit's due. Tyler said that when he was younger, if they ever got nominated, that they would take their pants off and just walk up and accept the award in their underwear. And he did it. He did do that. So that's pretty high bar, but I'd have to.
All right. Well, Derek, we're going to have to start the campaign then. Let's get the word out. Let's make Aaron's life miserable.
Yeah. I don't know what we do. Do you pull the gangster movement, just don't go? Because it doesn't matter. But see, the thing is, stuff like that would matter so much to other people. So you wouldn't want to let your friends and family down. But as you guys know, I've already accepted all these different awards for greatest director of all time, and acting too. We surpassed Daniel Day-Lewis, obviously, and
clearly,
the sky's the limit.
It's fair. I mean, I will say to you that watching the Rad video, I was thinking the acting on this is not it's not bad. It's just incredible. And I said that to my son, and he's looking at it. He goes, what the fuck's wrong with you? You feeling okay?" But in all seriousness, like, we had a ball watching it. I mean, it's just hilarious. He's 12, and he's wearing, Metallica t-shirts. He has a Meshuggah t-shirt, and he's like in a really heavy. He's like, "This is great. Music's great." He goes, "I don't understand the video. Like, what's going on here?" I go, "That's the point. It's amazing. It's not anything too serious. It doesn't have to be."
We're just trying to make each other laugh,
Yeah.
Some of these guys are the funniest people I've ever known. Zach, mostly, I would say, and Isaac, who's in Guns now. These guys are the two funniest people I've ever known, and so I just want to make them laugh and impress them. And if I premiere, we call it premiering when you play a song for someone for the first time, to either of these guys, I hope they're like, "Did you really just say that?" And that's the goal. And if that doesn't happen, I'm kind of let down.
Well,
nice.
we wish you nothing but the best, and you've made us laugh, and you make us happy.
Thanks.
Just
Very much
the
so.
whole package, everything about the Barbarians of California and AWOL. I heard Sale the other day. I was sitting in a pizza shop, and it's just a great song. And you have touched a lot of lives with what you do, and continue to do it. And we'll do our little part to try to get you to a place where you can go up on stage and win a Grammy with your pants down.
I wouldn't be pants down. I don't know what it would be. It couldn't be shirtless. I'm not a fully shirtless guy. Tank top hides a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what it'd be like. But maybe a football helmet would be cool.
Just a football helmet?
A Raiders helmet. Yeah.
Football helmet, Raiders. Yeah. Football helmet, wireless mic in the helmet, so you could accept the award through the helmet.
Solid.
Are you going to wear a Mendoza jersey?
Look, I don't believe in false idols, right? So I don't need to wear someone else's name on my back,
Got it. All
Someone pointed that out. My wife, I think, pointed out, because I love it's like a whole thing in our house, the Raiders games. Although the last season, I just was like, that's it. We need the first pick. I don't even care what happens. Pete Carroll's a disaster. His son was even more of a disaster as the O-line coach, and it was so brutal that I wasn't gonna. I had finally had enough, where it wasn't even entertaining anymore. So I just didn't watch the games. I told her that it was because I was being a good dad, but really, I just.
You can't do it anymore.
But this season the Brunos may need to get back into it. But I've been following it. And I don't think he'll play for a little bit. Kirk Cousins should have a nice season. Love the coaching hirings. And but yeah.
Well, it sounds to me
it's
like
just time to move on. And she's like, "Wait, so you guys wear other people's names on your back? That's what you know?" And she had a good point. And so
yeah.
But I do have a Bo Jackson jersey. It just doesn't say his name on it.
Bo.
It sounds to me like
an athlete.
When you're ready to hang up, all the musical career stuff, there's another career waiting for you in the Raiders front office.
I know. I was trying to get in there. I'm not even kidding. I don't really use the musical connections for free things or anything like this. Like, I actually wrote Max Crosby his rookie year. I was like, "Hey, I'm a huge fan. Good luck, blah, blah, blah." He's like, "Yeah, I remember you. That your song was a big part of my childhood." I'm like, "Yes, I'm in." And then I actually reached out to the Daniel Carlson and AJ Cole, the punter and kicker, and they responded. I reached out to the beat writers, they responded. So I've used the success of AWOL Nation to get me closer to being part of the front office of the now Las Vegas Raiders. And so that is my main goal ultimately. With all of this is to actually be a full member of the Silver and Black.
Well, we will chop this up. We will do a short, and we will tag Tom Brady as a minority owner and the Raiders, and let them know.
Mark Davis. I heard that he takes a private jet to Palm Springs to get a $10,000 haircut once a week.
Well, it's an excellent haircut.
And by 10,000, I think it was 1,000. So I was exaggerating
Close
for
enough.
dramatic effect, but yeah. Maybe I could meet him there, but I just get me in there. I know what to do. I knew to fire Antonio Pierce. I knew to fire Pete Carroll. After like week 3, I'm like, this is over. And I was excited about Pete in a lot of ways. anyways, yeah.
Yep. And Spy
I
Tech
love
knows what
that-
he's doing.
I
Seems
love
to.
this, the
Seems to.
deviation that this conversation has taken. We're gonna
Oh, yeah,
bill this as Aaron Bruno talks football, and see
Yeah.
how
Yeah.
many people we
I
can
was
get
trying
just
to
on
do a
football.
Raiders podcast and realized that I just didn't have enough time. But I was trying to do that, and but I did. There's a podcast called the Just Win podcast when all we do is just lose, really. But I did the intro music for that, and that's
Oh,
the
hell
main
yeah.
beat writer Ted Nguyen and Marshall Newhouse are the guys for that, and I listen to it every episode they release, and I made them promise if I gave them this piece of music that I could go on and give my prediction of the season. So that should be coming up in a couple months. And I'll just tell you right now, I think we're going to hover around 500 and be sneaky dangerous, regardless of who's playing quarterback, because we have very competent coaching and some young talent, and the average age is 27 or younger. And I think that it's going to be an exciting year to. We'll lose plenty of games, but I think we'll be headed the right direction for the first time in I don't even know how long.
Sounds good. I'm a Giants fan, so I have no hope, but we'll see.
I'm not feeling good about. Did you see your coach address the team? That was pretty weird.
Yeah, he acted like a weirdo, and
that was
then
weird.
Dart and Scatabo, they're not focused on football, so
Yeah,
I'm not feeling good about it. But it's par for the course.
Don't I know it? Don't I know it? But hey,
Yeah.
Lawrence Taylor, one of the greatest of all time. So you got that at least.
Well, you know what? When you get coked up and you have his physical abilities and go out on the field, I mean,
Yeah,
that's what he did. Coked up
Yes.
and destroyed. So
bring back Coke to the NFL.
I agree. It would make the product great. I mean, it'd be more injuries, but
That's what those guys are doing in that tent when they prop up the tent. They're saying they're injured, but they're just racking lines.
they probably are.
There's the clip.
There's the
Yeah.
clip.
There's the clip. Aaron,
Well,
this
on
has
that
been
note-
a treat, man.
Awesome.
All right.
fun.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah. Thank you so much. And we believe the album comes out August 21st. If it's not the 21st, blame it on Aaron. And
Yeah.
we look forward to getting you and the rest of the guys back to chat again for the next record too.
Sounds good. And thanks for being so supportive. I remember y'all did some sort of review on one of the earlier songs, and that being one of the first very supportive clips that I had seen. And so
Modern
that's why,
Fashion. Yeah.
Yeah. And Eric sent me that. Actually, we have a wild group chat, and he sent that. And we're thinking okay, I always appreciate people who get it. Some people just like the songs or whatever, and some people go a little further into appreciating the whole package. And so you guys have been really, really sweet about that, and I appreciate it very much.
Well, we'll speak for both of us. Easy. Yeah, it's easy because we love the material. It's fantastic. I am not a huge fanboy of too many different bands or artists, but I am an unabashed fanboy of what you guys are doing. And I will shill for your band any day of the week, for sure. So keep it coming.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. Keep the stuff.
Will do.
Well, thank you, man. Appreciate your time.
Talk to you soon.
All right.
Take care.
All right.